with nobody on here. All right, I'm gonna slide out the way. One day that's gonna work, but I don't want to test it and it don't, and now I can't. Waiting on it to say 5:30 on my tablet. All right, what you doing? Where you at? All right, it is 5:30 for me a.m. in the morning. We're gonna start our live like we do every single day with some breathing to regulate the emotions and get this party started. I'm gonna count you in 3, 2, 1, and you're gonna inhale and exhale, inhale and exhale, inhale and exhale. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Sliding in. Good morning, Jared. Good morning, Sean. Y'all missed a good one over there on TikTok this morning. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is me, Dr. Donna Thomas-Rodgers, daughter of Leslie Donnell Thomas, granddaughter of Arthur Jethro Evelyn II, and great granddaughter of Levi Thomas. Welcome to your morning mental workout. This live is sponsored by the elements H2O. Make sure you have your water available because we are going to drink water. Hello, how you doing? Happy to be. And I know who you are. I'm just saying your username. Yes. Now, also, today's topic is number 55 of the 74 principles of real leadership. And this wig has been bothering me. So we're going to see how this goes. Reward openly. Reward openly. And the real leader quote today, or Dr. Donna quote today to get us started is: real leaders reward openly because recognition is contagious. Recognition is contagious. Now, the reason why I made this a principle of real leadership is because there is a second side to this coin. Reprimand privately, reward openly. Same coin, different side. I'm going to say that again. Reprimand privately, reward openly. So if someone has done something in the chat on the Real Leader broadcast channel, I message them. I don't drag them in the broadcast channel. I send them a message. We handle it behind closed doors. And then what you see in that part is all of the other stuff that takes place. So you reprimand privately, you reward openly. Now, some of you may be thinking, well, Dr. Donna, you drag trolls all over the internet. I am from the school, don't start none, won't be none. Air an opportunity otherwise. If you leap, you get knocked out the air. But if you stay over on your side of unaccountability people in Loserville, you're not going to hear from me. But if you come over here talking shit, okay, Stephen, I'm actually teaching people how the brain functions so that they know how they function. I wouldn't call it mental health because I'm an educator, not a psychiatrist or a psychologist. So I just want to make that clear. What I actually am doing is I am teaching people real leadership theory, personal accountability, the 74 principles of real leadership, how to use that with the brain. It's called neuromobility. So that's what I'm actually doing, teaching you how your brain functions so you'll know how you function from an education perspective, not from a mental health perspective. But thank you for acknowledging the work of the amazing Dr. Donna. Ding. Okay, so that is the difference. So you reward openly and you reprimand privately. Now, what I would like to talk about before I get started is on TikTok this morning. We're over there talking about the comfort zones and Brain 101, and I talked about crutch. And I want to read to you what the definition of a crutch is. And so a crutch, according to me, good morning, Lorenzo, again. A crutch is anything that you lean on to avoid standing on your own strength. I'm going to say that again. A crutch is anything you lean on to avoid standing on your own strength. It is the excuse, habit, or dependency that keeps you from exercising your true capacity. A crutch provides temporary relief, but prevents long-term growth. It's temporary relief, but it prevents long-term growth. That's chapter 2 of the tools. Somewhat. Yes, sir. Now, is it? I didn't even know that part, Jared. You reminded me of something. I didn't even realize that. So, real leaders learn to release the crutch and build the muscles of resilience, accountability, and self reliance. I will have to check that out. Yes. Okay, cool. Well, then y'all know. So, you don't need no crutches. And so, the point of my TikTok live was I talked about my nephew and how he had crutches his whole life. He's his third time in the pokey. And my daughter didn't get any crutches, and y'all know what she's doing. And then I showed photos of me in the military, and then I had a couple trolls. They had to go. But the point is this: your comfort zone is killing you softly. Your comfort zone is keeping you stuck. Your comfort zone is the reason why all the shit when you was a kid that you said you wanted to do, you didn't do. Because in order to do those things, you got to drop the crutches. You got to drop the crutches and stand on your own 2 feet, metaphorically, and you got to grow forward. And people don't want to do that. People won't do that. I spent the hour and 20 minutes on TikTok Live for one person to finally say what their crutch was. 2 people said dumb shit. One person said some real shit. It was awful quiet over there. It was crickets because I was speaking the truth. And what I told them as I ended the live is, which I'm going to start this live, is the same way. You all don't know what real leadership looks like anymore because it's been watered down so much. Somebody told me that the reason why my engagement was low on my live was because I was insulting people. I got a good product, but I need to stop insulting people and then more people would be there. I told them, fuck you, and I blocked them. So, in a matter of speaking, because I have 12,800 followers on TikTok. 12,800 followers. The engagement is not low because I don't know how to talk to people. They done heard me cuss a million times and all that stuff, and I've been me the whole time. That's not why the engagement is low. The engagement is low is because I represent a pain wall. And what people hear is pain, 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 pain. And if you have insulated your life in your nice little comfort cocoon and you have set your life up to avoid all truth and anything that makes you grow, you don't want to hear what I'm saying. And I stayed on there until 7:20. And finally, one person, Elizabeth, said what her crutch was. Because I was being instructed by my higher power, don't get off the live. Don't get off the live. I'm like, shit, I got to go. I got to pee. Don't get off the live. I'm like, I got to pee. Okay. And then after that person said, I am insulting people and I need to do better. Hey, how you doing, Bridget? Here comes Elizabeth. Here's my crutch. Here comes Elizabeth saying, honestly, I was drowning in it. I was actually needed that, Dr. Donna. Thank you. You are welcome. And so what I explained to that person is, nobody knows what leaders look like anymore. And I told them to go look up Stormin' Norman Schwarzkopf. He was the general that was responsible for Desert Storm. And Jared, your brother, was in. At that time, he missed the war, but he was still in while Stormin' Norman was in charge. That right there was a bad motherfucker. You don't get the name Stormin' Norman from not storming shit. That's not how that happens. And so what I explained to them, and Lorenzo was on the live this morning as I kept going receipt after receipt after receipt after receipt. Here's what took place at the end. People are not accustomed to seeing because everybody has a phone and everybody has a microphone. So everybody is a expert and a thought leader. And so if you have a thought, that in theory makes you an expert. And they created a category of a thought leader because thought leaders are not educated. They are not certified or nothing. They just have a following. They are influencers. They pick some shit that irritates one group and makes another group feel good. And now they get to express their motherfucking opinions with a microphone and a camera. That's what they do. And they have all this shit they throw out there. And now you're left to try to figure out what to do. But they are not leading the charge. They're not certified in anything. They didn't go to school. They're not credentialed or anything else. And people are addicted to watching thought leaders on their damn podcasts. And that's who y'all think the leaders are. So today, I gave everybody a nice little surprise. And I showed up with all my receipts. And other than Lorenzo, and then Danielle was sprinkled in there for a minute, and one other person, everybody was quiet and nobody could refute anything that I was saying. And they didn't know what to do with that. And so at the end of the live, I said, see, y'all so used to people not being anything but a fucking mouthpiece that you don't know what it looks like when person got receipt, when somebody actually did the thing that they said they did, that they're actually talking about themselves. And what I explained to the people on TikTok is I'm coming for the everyday person. I'm talking to the people who hide in plain sight. The regulars, the people that think that it's acceptable to sit their asses on their couch and do nothing because they decided not to be in a position of power or authority. No, you're the CEO of Me Motherfucking Incorporated. You are in charge of your own life. So I'm talking to y'all. I'm talking to the everyday person. I don't give a fuck about celebrities and elected officials and all them. That's their shit. I'm talking to the other. There's 322 million people in America and counting. It's probably more than that. I'm talking to 321 million and some change. That's who I'm talking to. That's who I'm talking to. Everybody that's hiding in plain sight, being regular. Yup, the tax-paying citizens, the people on EBT. I'm talking to every motherfucking body else, because ain't nobody talking to y'all. Y'all think y'all slick. I'm talking to the looker-likers and listeners that don't want to leap and don't want to learn. That's who I'm talking to. That's why it's 7 people on the live. Because I'm holding y'all accountable. Anybody held y'all personally accountable? Wait for it. To be your best. To be your best. And I explained it to them like this. Back in the day, Big Mama would see you doing some dumb shit and she'd tell you, come over here, baby. Baby, let me tell you something. You have to sit your ass down on that porch. She will make you feel like $4. And then she'd say, now go in there and get you some food. And carry a plate to your mama. And don't do that dumb shit no more. We ain't got no more big mamas. We got hot mamas. We got grandmas. So I'm 52. I'm going to be a fucking big mama. I just weigh 127. And it's tight, but it's right. So no, I will not be nice. Nice is how we got here. We went from Stormin' Norman to I don't even fucking know who's in charge now. That's what we went through in fucking 35 years. Stormin' Norman to somebody insignificant. That's what we did. Hello, Daisy. That's what we did. And so nobody knows what real leadership looks like. Nobody knows what tenacious love and care looks like anymore. It looks like this is what it looks like. And never in the history of the world has leadership demanded best from its citizens. You're not a leader, so it's okay for you to be average. No, it's not. It's okay for you not to use your brain. No, it's not. It's okay for you to not do what you were born to do. No, it's not. It's not okay. It's absolutely 1,000% on a scale of 1 to 2, not okay. Got it, Jared. It's not okay. Now, how does that make you feel? That I said it's not okay for you to be ordinary. In their system, it works. If you want somebody to be a fan, you want them to stay at a low level so you can keep selling them shit. I want you to buy my album. I want you to watch my movie. That's the exchange over for them. I need your vote. And after that, I don't give a fuck about you. But I actually care about you. I care about your day-to-day. I care about you knowing that you have 86 billion neurons and that you can be a bad motherfucker too. And you don't have to be famous and you don't have to be rich. You could just be a bad motherfucker where you are. That's why I get up every morning and do this. That's why I'm going to be doing this until I'm no longer here. Because I'm talking to y'all, the other people, the unpopular people, the people that are invisible. I'm talking to y'all and I'm saying it's time for you to step the fuck up. Step the fuck up. And some people don't like that. I don't care. I'm saying you got all this comfort that you're sitting in. You don't want to knock down your growth walls. And then you want to sit your ass in your comfort zone and complain all day long and talk about why it ain't fair. It ain't fair that you wake up every day in the right mind and you ain't doing shit that's extraordinary. That's what's not fair. That's what's not fair. If we want to talk about fairness, my pleasure. If we want to talk about what's fair, where is the everyday leader for everyday life? Oh, here I go. I'm the everyday leader for everyday life. Because that's what you need. You need to be able to navigate through your everyday life with systems that allow you to be extraordinary in the things that you do every day. That's what you need. Your everyday life. And in order to do that, you gotta access your brain. You have to access your 86 billion neurons. You have to improve your working memory. You have to strengthen your prefrontal cortex because you navigate through your day every day. Not when your favorite celebrity drops an album, not when your favorite celebrity makes music, not when your show comes on television for the fall, the 8 to 10 to 12 episodes, not because it's football season, because the football games are 3 hours. The sporting events, the concerts, and everything else, you still have to navigate through your day. You still have to wake up in your body and your life and make up your bed and navigate to your profession and interact with the people around you. You still got to do that, whether it's election season or not. You have to do that. You have to problem solve for your day. You have to manage your expenses every month. You have to do that. Daily. And that's who I'm talking to. And that's why it's so strange, because y'all have been invisible your whole life. And I'm saying, I see you. And I'm going to help you navigate through your day, but not just at the regular level, at the bad motherfucker level. And that's a different level. And that's why you like, ooh, I don't know what to do on Instagram. And I don't know what to do. I know. Nobody knows what to do because they don't need you right now. So they're not fucking with you until they need your vote or your dollar or your body, your mind to go help them build their shit. But my question to you is, who helping you build your shit? I'll say that again, and I'm going to get the reward openly. But who helping you build your shit? I'll wait without a quid pro quo. We're going to do this for you, sign this, and then we're going to get 10%. We're going to do this, and we're going to do this for you, and then we're going to need 50% of your company. Shark Tank. We're going to buy into it. We're going to get you out of debt, but I'm going to need 50% of your company. Right. You destined for greatness, and that ain't no lie. You like a big bad eagle soaring through the sky. Ain't nobody checking for y'all. They don't give a fuck about you until it's time to get something from you. And you have been complicit. You have been okay with that. And I'm saying flag on the motherfucking play. So you don't get to be extraordinary until somebody needs something from you. Then you still don't get to be extraordinary. You just get to make them extraordinary. You get to make them great. And you still don't get shit. They get album sales, they get Grammys, they get Oscars, they get the GOATs, they get sales from you, your advisor in college. And how many people you know, Lorenzo? Zoe? But you don't get to be great. You could be a fan. Yes, you can be a fan. That's the best you can get, is to be a fan, to be a part of a political party, to be a part of a sorority or fraternity or church organization. But you don't get to go stand up in front and talk. Even if you test the line, you get the microphone down at your pew. You don't get to stand behind that doggone podium. You don't get to lecture to the congregation. You don't get to do none of that shit. You can clap for the motherfucker that does. You don't even get to be a name. I'd like to thank all my fans. Look at all my fans. They got individual people in them acceptance speeches and then the fans. And you got their name plastered on the back, their jersey on your back. That ain't your motherfucking name. That ain't your name, but you got their name on your back. That's what I said at the live yesterday, right, Jared? You got their shit on. They ain't got your shit on. You think you're doing something. You great because you got somebody else's shoes on. I ain't saying don't wear shoes. I'm saying don't wear the shoes thinking that makes you the shit. That makes them the shit. They living in mansions. Yes. They're living somewhere and then flossing it to you. Look at what your money bought me. Look at what your vote got me. And yes, you need those people. Had a friend like this. When we go to events, I would dance and people would vibe with me. And then here they saying, now we have to leave. People be using, yeah, exactly. All this stuff I've been talking, they only wanted my monies. Yes. So that's why I'm here. That's why I'm doing it. I'm not saying don't wear clothes. I'm not saying don't go to a concert. I'm not saying don't vote for your politicians. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying what you doing in the interim. Hello from Melbourne, Australia. Hello, Douglas. It is nighttime for you, and it is tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. Aren't you 19 hours ahead of us? I'm in Vegas. So, yeah, what time is it for you, and what day is it for you? Yeah, you might be at night. So that's my point, ladies and gentlemen. Somebody got to be here for the everyday person in everyday life. It is me. So you can navigate in between when the other people need you. When the other people need you, in between that, 10:48 p.m. That's what I thought. It was almost tomorrow for you. That's why I don't wear designer things. They don't pay me to advertise for them. That's my way of thinking. Now, I wore Gucci for a long time. I still have some of my Gucci stuff, but because it was limited edition, I still have it. Because back then they actually made it better. This is some shit they making now. They just throwing G's on shit and y'all's paying more. But it used to be handmade. The bottom of the shoes used to be leather, had craftsmanship. I still got sandals from 2005. So it actually was valuable back then. And now it is shit. You couldn't get me to buy none of it at this point because they fool y'all. Because now they know all they got to do is put the thing on it and you're carrying it. It's not craftsmanship anymore. I'm not saying don't purchase any of that. I'm saying don't purchase it thinking that means that you're somebody. Because you're not. Because you used your whole time and energy and everything to go buy that. And now what? Okay, got it, Lola. So my point that I'm saying in all of this, and we're getting ready to get into reward openly, but I want to be extremely clear. Nobody is checking for you until they need you. But you checking for them and making sure that they got what they need. And I'm saying that's why I don't follow nobody no more. Because you only come in when you want something from me. But I can't call you and get shit from you. So that's not a reciprocal relationship. That's not how that works. I didn't seen you in 2 years and now you want $800 for concert tickets. Plus merch. I ain't seen you. And you don't really give a fuck what it takes for me to get $800 per ticket. You don't care. You want me to campaign grassroots effort for you, but you don't care that I got to go find childcare in order to volunteer for you for free. I got to go pay somebody to keep my kids. You don't care about that. Good morning. You don't. See how that works? See how that works? So I'm saying you're devoting all your brain cells and capacities to a group of people that don't know your name. Shouldn't you do more for yourself on a daily basis in the interim? Shouldn't you have a higher expectation for yourself than for them? People getting in arguments over the internet, barbs against whatever Cardi B's people are, whatever the fuck stupid beef is with her with that little girl from City Girls, and people joining in. How that's gonna make a difference in your life? You got all that brain cells for them, but you don't have no neural pathways for you. And then I call you out on it, and I'm supposed to be nice. The fuck? Why would I be nice? Why? Because you're supposed to be nice now. Who said that? I didn't sign up for that shit. I ain't never been nice. I've been respectful, tenacious, loving, care, but I ain't about to be fucking nice. For what? So you could feel better. You want me to be nice because you want you to feel good about these pleasure decisions that you made to build a fucking comfort zone. And I told the person either before or after, I can't remember, Lorenzo, you could tell me. I said, you don't know who the fuck I am. This method has worked. If you are 29 out of 29 in a company, in a traffic center, you are the worst traffic center in the company. And everywhere you go, they say, ooh, Orlando, damn. That's what people saying. You think I had 120 truck drivers and I was in my early 30s that I was supposed to be nice and we was hitting shit? Do you know how much a fucking tractor cost and the damage? Do you know how much money we were spending in accidents? These motherfuckers was hitting the gate on the way out the plant. I'm supposed to be, hey, T-Rock, come here. You know how you hit that gate? Well, you can't hit the gate, honey. You don't hit the gate. You think that's how we went from 29th to first? I was nice. That's cute. That's cute. You mean pick me up that felt, that felt insulted. So that's nice don't work. That's why I say go look at Storm and Norman, because that's what the generals looked like when I was in the military. That's where I'm coming from. That's where I'm coming from. Because people been nice. Okay, so let me ask you this question. All the nice people, the people who have been nice to you, what you got? Somebody was nice to you, and what do you have to show for that? What extraordinary thing do you have? Now, there are people whose leadership style, you got, what's his name? Tony Dungy is a very good coach, and that's his demeanor and that's his temperament, but that's not mine. That's not my command presence. That's not what I do. So there are 50 shades of leadership. And now everybody just wants you to be nice and kind and be gentle. And I am when I need to be. Sometimes you need a hug and sometimes you need a swift kick. And I can do both. I'm bilateral when it comes to that. But tell me when you got to something extraordinary and the person was extremely nice to you. Because you can't be nice to Lala and Amy. Love from my mama. She's been nice when she needed to be. And then she wasn't. Come home with some bad grades and that's not how that goes. But we have trained society that you need to be nice. Why? You need to make me feel good about my dumbass decisions. Why? We're right where we are in society right now because everybody is watered down. Everybody is warm as soft butter. Well, we'll cancel you. Okay. Got it. Cancel me from what? The truth? Because I'm speaking the truth. And if it hurts, well, you're being so mean. You're being so mean. Okay. How else do you think you're going to get through your growth opportunity? Personal accountability and holding people personally accountable isn't nice all the time. If someone does something wrong, you can't be nice to them when you're holding them personally accountable. You can treat them with dignity and respect as you hold them personally accountable, but you still need to. And I have 3 degrees, and yes, I use profanity because sometimes fuck works better than suck or duck. Sometimes motherfucker, I wish you would works better than please, sir, ma'am, madam, please stop doing that because I got your attention. So just like you can say yes, you can say fuck. Same thing. So somewhere along the line, people say, oh no, those words are bad. Those words are bad. You can't say those words. Let them cancel you. Being canceled by the Kumanti don't mean shit. It doesn't. So yeah, I'm going to appear to not be nice. But I would just have one question for you, and I'm getting ready to get into the lesson. Who else is helping everyday people be extraordinary? My in-laws always telling me I'm too direct. I need to be nice and bite my tongue. Sorry, my mama doesn't have my mouth doesn't have a filter. It exercise tact. Nice has led me to being mediocre. Thank you for that, Jared. Exercise tact and treat people with dignity and respect is there, and apologize when you are wrong. Those 3 real leader principles are there for moments when your intent versus impact is there. And the context in which I was speaking, and this is no disrespect to non-African Americans on this live right now, but I was talking to African Americans because I was talking about the crutch of slavery that they have been using for 60 years. And I even asked them, were you a slave? Were you one? Because you're using something and you've had 60 years. Civil Rights Act was signed in 1965. It's 2025. You had 60 years to do something and you didn't do something. So that's why I was yelling to what that person thought and cursing. Because that's what my photos was. This is what I was doing. This is what I've been doing since 1973. This is what I was working on. What you working on? Because you're using it as a crutch to be regular, to not go and attack your pain walls. You're talking about some shit that you weren't a part of. I'm talking about the shit that you was actually born for. That's what I'm talking about. And it was very quiet in the comments and no one could say anything. Why? Because you can't say shit to the truth. And the everyday person has been able to hide and use crutches and y'all didn't help us and all these other things. It's not my fault. I'm not in a position of authority and power. That's why I'm not a leader. You are the CEO of Me Incorporated. You have to lead your own life because no one's coming to fucking save you from you. No one's rescuing you. They don't give a fuck about you until they need you. And they got other shit to do. And quite frankly, your day-to-day life is not their responsibility. It's yours. Your day-to-day life is your responsibility. No, you read that right. My mom's had no filter. Oh, I get it from her. I will apologize if I hurt your feelings. Oh, your mom didn't have a filter. Okay, got it. Roger that. So that's what's taking place. You're sitting here at whatever age you are, and someone is saying, you matter, you count, but you got to matter to you in order for you to count. You got to use your brain in order for you to become extraordinary. At the end of the day, it's on you. Exactly, Jared. And so I'm here to talk to the everyday person because you all have been hiding in plain sight, getting away with doing absolutely nothing. My words are always seasoned with salt, but sometimes my word needs more salt at times. Exactly. So that's the issue. You have extraordinary things inside of you, and you went on ahead and said, I'm going to build this pleasurable existence. I'm going to be regular and average. I'm not going to do nothing. I'm not going to stand out or nothing. I'm going to stay safe. And now one of you has the cure for cancer, all the cancers in your brain, and we can't get to it because you're choosing pleasure and comfort over figuring out what's actually inside your head. That's why I'm talking to the everyday person. Because we got a lot of shit missing in the world because your ass is sitting in the comfort zone. I said it. Your ass is sitting in a comfort zone. Scared. Like a chicken. Greatness is inside of your motherfucking brain. And because you don't want to experience growing pains, we're missing shit in the world right now from y'all. Make sense? Politicians need to run countries. Celebrities need to entertain. What y'all doing? They're doing their job, but you're not doing yours. You're not doing your job. So now shit is missing in the world because you didn't do neurologically what you needed to do. Just saw a chicken fight a cobra. Okay. I understand what you're saying, but in general, chickens are docile beings. That was just a wilding out chicken. The point is, chicken shit is a term that is used. You are a scaredy cat. You are afraid of your shadow. And for those of you reading the tools, you'll know what that is and momentarily if you haven't gotten to it. My point is that you haven't done your part as an everyday person. And then you want to sit and say shit about everybody else. But I'm here talking to the everyday person. Everyday leader, everyday leaders, everyday, fuck, I done forgot. Everyday leadership for everyday life. Brain cramp. Okay, so reward openly. What is Dr. Donna's definition of the principle of real leadership? Reward openly. I'm glad you asked, Lorenzo. Reward openly means a real leader does not hide appreciation, withhold credit, or quietly acknowledge effort. Instead, they celebrate contributions out loud in front of others, so the recognition becomes a model for the entire group. And when recognition is given openly, it multiplies empowerment. It sets a standard of excellence and it reinforces the behavior you want to see repeated. So, visibility builds culture. Public rewards show others what success looks like. Appreciation multiplies effort. People do more when they know that their work is seen and valued. Recognition reinforces principles. Open rewards tie actions back to values of real leadership. That's why all of you who participated in yesterday's Uncomfort Challenge received an individual message to me in the Real Leader broadcast telling you what real leadership principles you use to do that very uncomfortable thing. And then transparency creates trust. Nothing is hidden. Rewards are earned and shared fairly. In short, and be fair is one of the 74 principles of real leadership. Real leaders don't just reward quietly, they reward openly so others are empowered to rise higher. When Envy sent that video, and I sent it to all of you, Envy said, can I send this? I said, I'll send it. I want to add some real leader resources to it. Then Envy goes into the broadcast channel and sees a long ass list of real leader resources that Envy used and didn't even know it. Was like, damn, I did all that? Yeah, you did all that. You did all that. Now imagine when you actually understand all of the principles of real leadership and you start doing them on purpose, how much of your bad motherfuckingness you gonna tap into? How much of it is it? I say go to the website, look at them, and use them. Understand them. If you have a question about it, I wrote a blog for all of them. So if you're like, I need further explanation on this one, Dr. Donna, bet. Here go a link for that. Because when you use them, you are strengthening your prefrontal cortex, and you too are going to be a bad mofo. Now, let me explain something about myself. I did not like receiving rewards publicly. So every reward I got in the Army, I told them, hand it to me on my way out. I'm not coming in front of the platoon or the company to get the award, because that's just not what I do, because I was uncomfortable with that process. Now, it doesn't bother me so much. But back then, I'm like, hand me my shit. I'm leaving. I'm not standing up in front of that. So there are a group of people who are like, nah, don't do that. Don't show me that. But now what I realize is that shit was Amy and Lala. Amy and Lala are telling you, you don't deserve to stand up in front of a group of people and be rewarded for your efforts. So that's some bullshit. You actually do deserve public praise and recognition. So if you were thinking, I don't like it, check in with Lala. She talking shit, and that's why you feel like you don't actually deserve to be standing in front of a group of people, whether it's virtually or physically, about something that you've actually done. So what brain circuits are you using to reward openly? Number one, you are using the prefrontal cortex, and that's the decision maker. And this part helps you decide when and how to give recognition. It plans your words and actions so you reward it clearer and with meaning. So that's why I waited for everybody to turn all their things in. And then this morning at 2:37, I started typing in responses to everybody so that they were all in there. You all had opportunities to engage with each other, see back and forth. And then I started saying what it was that took place. Now, the next is the ACC, and it is the Fairness Monitor. So it checks if the reward is fair, honest, and consistent. And this helps build trust when recognition is given openly. Now, what happens in most organizations and in most families, one person is praised more than the other. One person's shit is put on the refrigerator and another one isn't. Now, in this instance, somebody's stuff is put on Facebook and Insta-Live, and then other people's aren't. And now you're creating dissension. So be fair. If you're going to post everybody's shit, post everybody's shit. If you ain't going to post nobody's stuff, then don't post it. If everybody does the same thing, everybody gets the same reward. And now you don't create conflict. Number 3 is the ventral striatum and the nucleus accumbens, and this is your reward center. This is the brain's pleasure hub, and it lights up when you reward others and when you receive appreciation, making recognition feel good from both sides. So me giving you the praise and recognition and you receiving it creates a reward loop for both of us. You all went and did something that made you discomforted. Notice that none of you did the same thing. I don't know if you paid attention to that. I said, this is a thing to go do. And each one of you internalized what that meant for you. And then you went off and did your discomfort thing. And then you came back and you explained it. And not 1-2 people did not go and do the same thing. So why am I saying that? Because we all have individual brains. We all make individual choices. So given not this parameter, I didn't say, and I'm going to use you, Jared, I didn't say go to Dunkin' Donuts and buy a gift card and give the gift card to the person that comes in behind you. I didn't say do that. Because if y'all all had did that, that might not have made you uncomfortable. If you are a giving person and I'm giving shit away all the time, that wouldn't have been hard for me to do. That would not have been hard for me to do at all. And Nola having to communicate with her client was very uncomfortable because when she used to have to do that before, I started to have to do it. And then she would do it and she wouldn't want to do it. And she did it without me even saying anything. It's uncomfortable because you're like, it's broke because you kind of feel like it's your fault. But what? No, now that there's Wayfair sent two of the same boxes so she couldn't get her bed put together. The client is the she I'm referring to. But she had to go do that. So those are the things that I'm saying you can start to see in the Real Leader broadcast is that everybody is different. And we're all having different experiences because we're embracing diversity. If you didn't pay attention to that, that's what embracing diversity looks like. The cuttlefish. And Lorenzo talking about chicken gumbo and all these other things that are taking place, and envy for the CNA assignment that you had to turn in, and Jared showing us the goals and now the new goals that are showing up. It's these things that are taking place because we are embracing diversity without me saying, now today we gonna embrace diversity and all y'all gonna listen to everybody else and everybody gonna do something diverse, so go be diversified. It's not something that you force, it's something that happens organically. And now you have this happy exchange or this natural dopamine exchange without the judgment, without the ridicule. That's what embracing diversity actually looks like, feels like. That's what's actually happening. It's not a mandatory checklist. Okay, did we embrace diversity? Okay, did everybody go give a Dunkin' Donut gift card? And I'm not being dismissive of what you did, Jared. That's just the one that came to my head. So we get to be individuals. So when people are saying, I think she's making a cult over there. If I was making a cult, we all would have to have the same brain t-shirt on. We would all have to speak the same language. And we would all be doing the same thing. We would all be spewing out the same rhetoric. That's not the case. But how else can you quantify? Why else would I be talking to everyday people if I were not trying to get something from them instead of give something to them? Empowerment. So we all closed our reward circuit by having that exchange. The amygdala is emotional highlighter. And so it adds emotional energy so the reward feels more memorable and meaningful. When you look to see what principles of real leadership you used, you are like, damn, so now what am I saying? I'm saying you know how to challenge yourself. You know how to take risks. You know how to be honest. You know how to be technically competent. Those are neural pathways that exist in your brain that are already there. So the next time you need to be technically competent, you go, oh shit, I'm already technically competent. What we got to do? When it's time for you to be honest, you're like, shit, I'm already honest. What we got to do? When it's time to take a risk, you're like, shit, I took a risk yesterday. What is it? So the neural pathways are there. Ooh, I'd stop that. I've almost been caught up in one. You're the furthest thing from it. Yes, I think I know what you're saying because you're catching up with what I'm saying. And then finally, you're using the mirror neuron system, and it is your empowerment circuit. Your empowerment circuit. And so, empower others is the mirror neuron circuit, okay? Your mirror neuron system. So, when others see someone being rewarded, their brain mirrors the positive energy and emotions, and it empowers them to aim higher. So, you see it happening, and you start mirroring excellence. We don't see excellence happening. Good morning, Regina. We don't see excellence happening. Yes, we don't see it happening. So we're not mirroring excellence. We see it not happening. So you don't know what excellence looks like. You have no idea what excellence looks like because that's not what you see. And so I am saying you need to see excellence where you are. You need to create it. And then you need to see it. You need to be a thermostat, not a thermometer. What does excellence look like where you are? And it looks different because we're all located in different places except for Noah and I. We're the only ones located in the same location. And that is the whole purpose of what is taking place. It is the everyday person that is going to change the world. It is not the people currently. If they were going to change it, they would already change it. But it is an individual choice that you make on a daily basis that say, you know what, I got two choices today. I could be regular or I could be a bad motherfucker. Which one you gonna choose? I could keep decorating my pleasure comfort zone, or I could take that next growth opportunity and get a sledgehammer and knock that motherfucking wall down so I could go be extraordinary and get to unlimited possibilities on the other side of that pain wall. I got a choice every morning that I wake up. Every morning, I'm choosing pleasure or pain, comfort or discomfort, comfort or discomfort. What I'm saying ain't nice, and that makes people uncomfortable. Good. Next. So, in simple terms, rewarding openly uses the decision brain, the prefrontal cortex, the fairness brain, the ACC, the feel good brain, which is the reward center, the emotion brain, the amygdala, and the empowerment brain, which is the mirror neurons. So do you understand the brain regions that are being used in order for you to reward openly? You can say thank you. You can say my pleasure. It doesn't have to be monetary. It's just acknowledging that someone has done something extraordinary. Yes, discomfort becomes comfort, and comfort alone runs out. Not regular, be motherfucker loading. Exactly. Exactly. And I understand. And I'm not faulting you because no one told you that you could be a bad motherfucker. Nobody came up to you. It is like the man who ran the long distance at a time everyone thought it was impossible to us. They saw it was possible. Now everyone does it. Yeah. You talking about Ulit with the 2-hour break in two, or you talking about Roger Bannister who ran the mile in less than 4 minutes? They thought his heart was going to explode. And he finally did it. And then 17 other people did it after him. You just need to see one person do it. Mike. Who is Mike? I just know about Ulit and Roger Bannister. He ran it. He broke 4 mile. Yeah, it's Roger Bannister. Dr. Roger Bannister. He broke the 4 mile. I actually read the book on them. And he broke it, and then 17 other people within like 2 months came behind him and did it. Just like with Ulit, who broke 2. And they actually have mile, I think it is for a woman now, Nike, with her on Netflix. Is seeing, I don't know if she did it because I'm no screen time, but it's on there. So the point is that nobody came to y'all. Spell checking is killing me. Sorry. Yeah, no worries. It's killing me too. And it's up here. And so the point is, no one came and told y'all could be extraordinary, so y'all settled for ordinary. But I'm here. And I'm saying your definition of extraordinary, it isn't that we need more professional athletes or wealthy people. It's that we need everyday people doing everyday things extraordinarily. That's what we need. We won't have a lot of famous cardiothoracic surgeons, but they're saving lives every day. We don't have that. There is a barista at doggone Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf, Arlie, and she is magnificent at her job. She is changing lives every single day. You see her and you know your drink is going to be made correctly. So this isn't a matter of now you got to go and cure world hunger. Now, somebody does have the cure of cancer in their brain, but it's these extraordinary things that happen in our day-to-day life that should be happening that aren't happening because no one came and told you that you were extraordinary and you got 86 billion neurons. But I'm here. Now, the challenge is for you to believe in yourself, which is one of the 74 principles of real leadership, for you to do it. This is not so we can, we're going to take over the government. No, you're going to take over your day. You're going to win the day. That's one of the fish philosophies. You're just going to win every day in the life that you have. And you will look up and have created a winning existence for yourself, independent. That's why I don't talk about money. I don't talk about possessions because I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. That shit, people got that shit and they still can't use their brain. That's not a guarantee. It's not. It's an individual choice to say, I got 86 billion neurons. I'm about to use these motherfuckers because I'm going to tap into my bad motherfuckingness. That's what I'm going to do. So why does Dr. Donna believe in rewarding openly? Bridget, I'm glad you asked. Because recognition is a leadership tool. It is. And real leadership is not just about belting out orders and but about shaping behavior. When you reward openly, you show the entire group what actions and attitudes and results are values. This turns recognition into a living lesson. I do not do marriage counseling. I am an educator. Google me, Dr. Donna Thomas-Rodgers. I never would I do something like that. And what I would like is for your brain is trying to do somatic markers, which is to connect what I'm saying to something that's pre-existing. But I created all of this. It didn't exist. So there's no need to compare. I know your brain wants to do that to like connect to what I'm saying, but you're not going to be able to do that neurologically. This is something that you never experienced in your life before. Yes. So I'm an educator. I have an EDD, a doctorate in education. So I teach adults how the brain functions so they will know how they function so that one day they could be a bad motherfucker. You can quote me on that. All right, number 2, visibility builds personal accountability. Dr. Donna emphasizes that when rewards are visible, they hold everyone to a higher standard. What you say? I said when rewards are visible, they hold everyone to a higher standard. So set and maintain high standards is one of the principles of real leadership. And it's not hidden favoritism. It's transparent personal accountability that says, this is what real leadership looks like and everyone can achieve it. And that's what chat said about me. Because everybody's like, I don't know if y'all chat talk to you like mine talk to me. That's what Lorenzo or Noah said. But this is what real leadership looks like and everyone can achieve it. Did y'all hear that in the back? Everyone can achieve real leadership. What's left after everyone? No one. So everyone can achieve it. Open rewards create energy. And Dr. Donna believes that empowerment spreads like energy. When one person is celebrated, it sparks pride and joy and momentum in others. Private recognition only has to do with one person, but open recognition empowers everyone. So trust and culture grow through transparency. Rewarding openly removes doubt. No one wonders who's being recognized or why. Everyone is clear and consistent, which strengthens trust and creates a culture of fairness. So a real leader rewards openly because recognition is contagious. Recognition is contagious. Recognition is contagious. What is it? Contagious. It multiplies, empowers, and strengthens culture and builds trust one celebration at a time. Give me 1 second. Okay, yeah. Bridget says she cheated death more than 13 times. One was going to step into my purpose because I have something to do. I'm a miracle. Yes, and hopefully you're showing that. That's showing. So Bridget is basically saying that she cheated death 13 times and she understands that she's here for a purpose. She's a walking miracle. Okay, so what questions do you have about rewarding publicly? And we're going to switch. I'm going to slide out the way so you can see that. We're about to do your brain as a paintbrush. Brain as a paintbrush. All right. So here we go. So your brain as a paintbrush, metaphorically speaking. Your brain is like a paintbrush. It doesn't just capture reality, it creates it. So you can create your own reality. With every thought, belief, and choice, your brain paints the picture of how you see yourself and the world around you. I'm going to say that again. With every thought, belief, and choice, your brain paints the picture of how you see yourself and the world around you. Just like a paintbrush can create bold strokes, fine details, or even messy splatters, your brain strokes shape your emotions, your decision, and your leadership style. A real leader trains their brain to use the paintbrush intentionally. And when we talked about have fun, we still talked about having fun intentionally. So the takeaway is this: your brain paints your reality. The question is, what picture are you creating today? What picture are you creating today? Now, I'm going to ask y'all a question. And I think if you do the PA challenge, I think it's in the 30-day. Jessica's not on here. Regina wouldn't remember back that far. Definitely not Nola. But I believe that you have to do your leadership style. I believe it's in the PA and not the, it's got to be in the PA because Regina, you're doing Real Leader Brains. And so my question to you is, what is your leadership style? And ... lets me know. And if you don't know, then say, I don't know. Don't look it up either. Danielle said, I don't know. Good question. By example is what Jared said. Noah said thinking. Lead by example. And Bridget said, I don't know. Regina said yes. I am patient. That is one style I am aware that I have. By example, probably. So there are a lot of different leadership styles. No, my leadership style has grown to be more assertive. I use collaboration, listening, and asking questions, and created strategies to get win-win for everyone. Because I can show you better than I can tell you. My leadership style is aggressive. I do get a bit loud because it pisses me off when people whine. But I am always down to explain my decision. Aggressive transparency. Leading with honesty. Okay. So some of you were able to answer that question quickly. Some of you were not, because you don't see yourself as a leader overall. Unless you, because how it's been presented to you in the past is you have to be in a leadership position. So if you are not in management, if you are not an elected official, if you are not a leader in civil service and things like that, then that means that you are not a leader. And so that is what the issue is with everyday people. I'm not in management. I'm not a leader. Okay, are you an adult? Yes, then you are the CEO of Me Incorporated. Put your hand on your chest and say, I am the CEO of Me Incorporated. I am the CEO of Me Incorporated. I am the CEO of Me Incorporated. Yes. So that's number one. And then number two is you are the leader of your life. So that means that anything that is or isn't happening because you are in charge of your life is on you, as Jared said earlier. So that's the issue. You believe that you are not in a leadership position. And so you believe that other people have this accountability factor over your life. And so you can't make leadership decisions for your life day to day. I don't like to lead because I'm sensitive. My feelings get hurt too easily. Okay, Bridget, but you're the CEO of your own life. I thank you for that honest response. And that's the issue. That's the problem, is because you are thinking that I'm not in a leadership position. So what am I leading? But if you are a parent, you are a grandparent, an aunt, an uncle, or any of that, and you are an adult, you are leading your life. You are responsible for your life. 1000%. And that's why when I'm saying go do something, you have this natural shut off that says, I'm not a leader, I can't do that. I'm not in charge, I can't do that. I told you to go do something. I gave you instructions to go take a risk. What that got to do with anybody in position of authority? You go take the risk. You know that that's not you. That's what them heifers. Right. So that's it. So if you take negativity bias, you take hijacked amygdalas, you take emotional dysregulation, and you take the fact that you are not a person in a position of power, authority, or you're too sensitive or anything, any other reason, you're a coward or anything else, now it feels like you can't win the day. And win the day for you may be holding everybody in your household personally accountable. It may be you're going to wear something bold to the office. You're going to go and try something different. So it isn't these big ass grand gestures. I'm the leader and I'm here to be in charge. No, that's not real leadership. Real leadership is 74 principles. And then it's the theory of personal accountability. And it's you using your brain. You using your brain. Dr. Donna, question. Yes. It's you using your brain in a way that works best for you so you can access your best day in and day out. That's what it means. This is how you navigate through your life. I want you to understand that, because it isn't this one day I'm going to be king, I'm going to be queen, I'm going to be in large and in charge. No, you're just going to be a bad motherfucker in what you came here to do. If you came here to be the principal of a high school, then you're going to be the baddest motherfucking principal of the high school. It is in the ordinary making it extraordinary. Because you are responsible at the amount of people that's at high schools here. You got 3,000 to 5,000 students that you're responsible for on a daily basis. That's extremely important work. So unaccountable people make it seem like if you're not making money and you're not in a position of a visible position of leadership, that you ain't shit. OBGYNs deliver babies all day long. That's an important ass job. Without them, we wouldn't be here. None of us would be here if there were no OBGYNs. And then one of us at all. The people who work at Las Vegas Valley Water District are extremely important, because I pee a lot. I flush my toilet a lot. So I need water coming to my house. When being honest, is that being considered a weak person? Hell no. Sorry, Sean. Do you know how strong you have to be honest, Sean? Do you know how strong you have to be? And unaccountable people, look at you over there crying and shit, telling the truth and stuff, weak ass. They're the ones who did that, because the truth will make you free. Can't nobody use shit against you if you done already told on yourself. Can't nobody use shit against you. So honest, if the more honest you are, the stronger you are. Unaccountable fake ass people don't want you to be honest, because you're going to start telling their shit. And then their truth is going to come out too. You sick as your secrets. So that's why people saying don't be you over here telling everything. I am. Guess you're going to have to change the lie, because I just told the truth on your ass. Bridget said, that's crazy though, because my family always wants me to lead, especially since I'm the oldest female child, grandchild, cousin, and aunt. Most times I do lead them uncomfortably. Okay, well, now start leading them on purposely. Lorenzo, Sean, honesty is a huge sign of strength. It's always easy to lie. It is easy to lie. 1000%. So do not lie, tell the truth, be honest is one of the 74 principles of real leadership. And we're coming to a close, so I have 3 questions for you today. What did you learn today? What did you learn about yourself? And what are your overall thoughts about today's live? If you want to put your brain conversation in there, you can, but I would like to know your overall thoughts, feelings about today's live. What did you learn today? And what did you learn about yourself? Yes, honesty takes courage. It takes so much courage to be honest. But when you start it, I promise you, you're gonna keep doing it because it feels better and it's its own reward loop. And what you're gonna do is prune the lion doggone neural pathway, and you're gonna start telling the truth. And that will resonate with people. If I was fake as a $3 bill with my face on it, y'all wouldn't be over here. You definitely wouldn't be subscribed to Instagram, and you wouldn't be telling the truth. Y'all mirroring it because I'm honest, so you feel that it's okay to be honest. And again, that's why engagement is low. Because if you have built a pleasure comfort zone and you don't grow, the last thing you about to do is listen to me about being honest. That's not going to happen. I learned that I am a leader. It was me. It was in me all along. I'm a slow learner, but I learn, and that's my weapon. And Bridget said that rewarding in public out loud is rewarding to everyone. Yes, it is closing the reward loop. And that's why the Oscars, the Emmys, the Grammys, and all of that is on television, because in theory, your favorite actors or actor or musician won. And so it's supposed to be rewarding for everyone. But that ain't nothing but a reward ceremony at the job. Theirs is just televised. I mean, award ceremonies I've been to in my lifetime, they just weren't publicized. But you close that reward loop. You do. So is Sean the only person that's thinking? Remember, if you're thinking, you need to be typing in an ellipse, a brain, a something that I know you're there. I know some people are working and they can't chime in, but they can listen. But for those of you who have thumbs and fingers available, answer the questions. Questions on the table are: what did you learn? What did you learn about yourself? And what are your thoughts, feelings about this morning's live? And drink water. It's Thursday. I gotta exfoliate. Sean said, I've learned today when rewarding, make sure all has been rewarded as well. Closed doors or discipline with one and not allowed. And this isn't about participation ribbons. So this ain't that bullshit that the fucking millennials got started and now everybody think they deserve a trophy. That's not what it is. It's rewarding excellence. Okay, so I'm talking about excellence, otherworldly shit. I ain't talking about everybody came to work on time today, we gonna have pizza. That's some bullshit. I'm talking about some extraordinary ass, hard, difficult shit. I'm rewarding you for challenging yourself to be extraordinary. That's when you get a reward and an award from me. Not because you woke up like this. All right. Happy to be. I learned all of what you are saying is built in. I have to step out of comfort zone, which was a work in progress, and be brave enough to be me. Sean says, got it. Rewarding merit. Jared said, I learned that public rewards bring higher standards. That is correct. And then Bridget said, me healing myself should not be held in secret. I can help others dealing with Crohn's heal too, or just deal with it. That is correct. And that is the part that the reason why Lorenzo said, oh, my sorry ass manager, everyone is slaving away. Here, he's a burrito. Here's a burrito. Okay. Well, we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about you. I understand what you're saying, but we're talking about you. And managers are not leaders. I will say that. A manager's job is to manage the day-to-day of the organization. A leader can lead and manage. A manager is only going to manage. So you are confusing them. When I say, let me speak to the manager, that person is responsible for daily operations. That does not mean that they are a leader. They're managing the business. And sometimes it's good and sometimes it's bad. Don't misinterpret that. All managers are not leaders, but all real leaders know how to manage. Yes, and so what I'm saying is, because you are considered everyday people, no one has told you that your story matters to a group of people, that what you do is important. And I'm saying it is extremely valuable. It is extremely valuable. Because if I had listened, and I know I've been saying this a lot, but did I really need to be making sure that fucking chips was getting made? Yes, discomfort. If you say discomfort, Jared, discomfort, your brain can't process discomfort. Uncomfortable, Amy and Lala are going to be like, no, we don't want to be uncomfortable. But if you say discomfort, they don't know what to do with that. Danielle says, so I can take my experiences and show how to be a leader in a small way, and that's important. Not in a small way. We don't do shit small over here. In a galaxpheric way. Yes, you can, Danielle. I have learned about myself that I can and will break the walls down that remain honest and to the truth. Yes, and remain honest to the truth. Lorenzo, I have IBS. Bridget, thank you for that. Again, years to work to overcome and manage discomfort. That is correct. So yes, so what you have been programmed to believe is that you are small and insignificant. And so you say, well, who am I to do that? Who am I to make a difference? You have a community in which you are operating in. And inside of that community, you can do galaxpheric things. You can do hunormic things. The military sends in SEAL teams to go do big shit. They don't send in brigades and battalions. They go send in squads, and in the MPs, they might even send in 3 and 4 person teams. They can make a lot of shit happen. Termites can fuck up a whole house. So when you start talking about small, I told my teacher I just took the class to heal myself, and she lit into me, telling me no Crohn's warriors need to hear my story. Yes. Yes, exactly. And as she should. Well, so she wasn't nice to you, Bridget? The idea of small is not small at all. So even when we think it's small, it isn't. That is correct. Noah said, I learned about myself. I'm on my way to better at rewarding openly and reprimanding privately. I used to yell in person and not reward at all. That's correct. Number 3 is, how do you feel about the live? Thoughts and takeaways. I'm looking for feedback on today's live. Nola said, I learned crutches stifle growth. Yes. Sean said, Dr. Donna, is that self-check when you say, who am I to do? No, I'm saying that that's what's been programmed into you to say that. It is, you can do it in your default mode network, but I'm saying say can makes the impossible possible. So you've been told, oh no, you can't do that. Who am I to think that I can change the world? A bad motherfucker? Yeah. No, don't say that shit. I'm saying don't say that. People have used like, I can't, I'm small. I'm just I'm just one person. I'm just one person. One person is doing a lot right now in America. So one person, one drop of water consistently can damage a whole bunch of shit. So it's the notion that because you weren't selected and chosen that you can't do extraordinary things where you sit. Nola said my conversation about my brain was with me stop mentally beating myself up. And then Bridget said she was really nice about it. And another light bulb moment, which is my teacher is right. I need to let others know that they can heal naturally too. Yes. Nola, love was good. Graphics are colorful, very interactive in the chat. Sean said facts. Lorenzo said, I really like the infographics of the brain. The visuals really helped me, and STEM, which is helpful. That's because of Nola. 1 drop of blood turns a gallon of water pink. Exactly. So 1 is powerful. And you have 1 brain that has 86 billion neurons. That is the whole point, is that you understand that you can be extraordinary where you are. This is not about anything else other than you coming to do what it is that you came here to do. Whatever that is, only you know, but you can't do it in a comfort zone. You can't do it if you are afraid of the pain of growing forward. This live was very informative, and I really did learn point of difference in diversity. Yes. And so the final thing that I was saying, thank you for the feedback, because every now and then I ask for it, because y'all just go and say, this was good. I get off the live. I say, no, how was the live? It was good. You did what you did. And then that's it. And I'm ABIing, always be improving. And I'm also checking to see if everything that I put together is coming across as it needs to. You are loved and so appreciated, Dr. Donna. I am a lover of the truth, painful or not, as you are teaching truth teller, waking up my 86 billion neurons. Yes, that is amazing. Thank you, Nola. ADHD real leaders, stand the fuck up. That's correct. So yes, the graphics, the colorful graphics are for the people who need to see that. Once Nola explained that to me, I'm like, all right, bet. Because she's like, just saying it isn't enough. I'm like, cool, I can make graphics, no problem. I got the skill sets to do that. However you need to learn it, the most important thing is for you to start implementing it. I have 90 billion. I needed that extra 4 billion. This lab is exactly what I needed. That's right. Nola said strong, strong, strong arm, strong arm, strong arm. So in summary, here's what I'm going to say, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to be nice. I am going to still keep cursing. I am going to raise the standards as you raise your level of excellence. The expectation is to set and maintain high standards and for you to achieve those standards again and again and get better and better and better. I'm not going to stop talking to the everyday person because it's everyday leadership for everyday life. When you start navigating through your everyday life better, your whole life is going to get better. Your whole life is going to improve. Now, some administrative work. You need to be in the stories multiple times a day. I am extremely busy on the other side of this phone all day long, and I stop what I'm doing to put content in the stories. You need to be very active in the Real Leader broadcast channel. If you need instructions, message me and I will get you there. If you have signed up for a subscription, if you have not joined the Real Leader broadcast channel, you are wrong. If you signed up for a subscription and you are not watching those stories, you are wrong. Why? Because you are not strengthening your prefrontal cortex. Those are neural reps. Every story that you read and respond, look at and interact, and every poll question and everything, and every time you answer something in the broadcast channel, that's creating a new neural pathway for you. Now, if you are extremely busy, you do not have to respond to everybody in the doggone chat. But what you do need to do is what I post and what Nola posts, that's your responsibility because that's where the working memory work is at. We just did working memory yesterday. So in order to improve your working memory, you actually, that heart is what people do on the outside. The work is doing what we're saying, asking the questions, going and thinking in the prompt and all of that. That's how you increase the strength of your prefrontal cortex and you improve your working memory. When you got to go research something, when you got to answer a question, when you got to do something quick, when you got to think, when you're listening to the audio, there is a reason why it's an audio, a motion graphic, a video, and all of that for a total brain workout. Yes, I was weak yesterday. The dentist tried to keep me down. I understand that. Nola and I got to go to the dentist next week at the end of the day. So you still go in the story and you sent me a message and I understand that. However, your brain still is braining. And so the time that it takes to do that, you still need to do that. You're doing this for you. You're not doing this for me. My brain is already strong. But it is an everyday expectation. And for people who think because you paying $9.99 a month, you're just going to sit there and do nothing, you're going to find yourself with a refund. I'm not interested in fucking numbers. It's engagement. It's in adult learners because your life is not going to change with you not changing your brain. It's not. Being here is not enough. This ain't no fucking participation. It's active engagement and strengthening your prefrontal cortex. I have no problem removing you and sending you a closeout survey. So if I ask you for your email and your ass has not been active, know that you're getting ready to get deactivated. That's how this goes. And I know this is not something that you are accustomed to because people just want to take your money and as long as you pay, you're good. Nope, that's not how it works over here. And I know you can pay a gym membership and they don't give a fuck if you come. That's not what we're doing over here. There are 5.9 billion unaccountable everyday average motherfuckers walking around. I will not allow you to be one of them and let you sit here in my energy and effort and just be a looker, liker, and listener. You're going to be a leaper and a learner or you're going to be a goner. That's how that's going. So I am not asking you to do anything that you are incapable of. Nothing that you are neurologically incapable of doing. I am saying you're going to have to get the fuck out your comfort zone. I am saying that. I'm saying you're going to have to be discomforted. I'm saying you're going to experience some pain, and then you're going to experience growth, and then you're going to have unlimited possibilities on the other side. I am saying if you say a goal, you might get a message from me and say that goal ain't strong. That's a weak goal. This is your new goal. And the expectation is for you to go to the hippocampus and talk to the dentate gyrus and say, I'm going to need some new neurons because crazy lady Dr. Donna over here didn't challenge me bigger than I thought I was going to do. I was going to do a little challenge. Her ass over here saying read a book a week. She is. And you were torn between leaper and learner. Well, you got to leap and then you become a learner. You got to leap and then you become a learner. That's what you have to do. So I'm not, and the thing that I will say, and if you have to go, I totally understand. But what I was explaining to Noah yesterday is that I have, and y'all gonna laugh, but I've been giving people grace all these years. You said, what now? I have, because I thought it was a different reason. And then when I went back yesterday and looked at the tools, I said, oh, they just seeking pleasure. They just built a life for pleasure. That's why you're not extraordinary? Oh, fuck that. Pleasure? I thought it was some real shit. So you just built your whole life so you would never have to address any growth opportunities. Oh, I don't give a fuck about that at all. No, that was it. That's the reason. Amy and Lala, emotional dysregulation and a pleasure-built comfort zone. No grace. I'm done. Grace period over. You're the brain lady. Yeah, grace period is over. So those grace period years, yes, it is. And now that I know, Dr. Donna has laid the law down on my book reading. I did good, Dr. Donna, headed to the end of chapter 2. There you go. Because not only did I tell you to do it, I sent you and Jared a doggone video to say how to get it done. That's how you know. It's like, I didn't just say you need to be finished with this book in 7 days. Hold up, wait, here is a video to tell you how to get it done. That's the difference between me and everybody else. I actually got resources to tell you how to get it done because I actually did the work. I actually did the work so I can tell you how it's supposed to work at this very high level. At this very high level, because I already did it. And I'm telling you to read a book a week because I'm coming around third on 11 years of reading a book a week. So I didn't say it could be done. No, here. And all the videos are on YouTube. They're going to receipts. And the books are in my house with a bunch of marked up dog-eared pages and everything else. That's what I told my daughter. I need that video. Exactly. So there is best and bad motherfuckingness in everybody. It's just a matter of, are you going to leave your comfort zone, stop being a chicken shit, and go get it done? I was going to read a book every 2 weeks, but I got pushed to do it in 1 week. You got empowered, Jared. You got empowered. Empowered others is what I was doing. I'm empowering you to get it done. Empowering you to get it done in a week. And then you'll realize, damn, I could actually read a book a week. Empowered. Word choice matters. So yeah, we have something that is very much badass. It will not be tainted. It will not be dismayed. And it is a matter of changing you, using your brain. And so here's my mantra that's sitting up there. Study the brain, master the brain, teach others to do the same so that the people in the world will forever be changed. That's what's taking place. That is what's taking place, so that everywhere you go, it's extraordinary people there, and you have this amazing interaction that's over here, and that's in the Real Leader broadcast, but it's going to be where you are too. To you is listening to a book. Nope, it is not. It is not. It's a different part of the brain that's being used. Not the same. Not the same. You can listen to a book and do other things. When you have a physical book in your hand or a digital book in your hand, you have to be in a different part of your brain. So it's not the same. You can do other stuff and you can miss stuff. You got to see the words. Different learning. So nope. Physical books. Literally read the book. 15 minutes of nonfiction every day. Reading is fundamental, which is why it's one of the 74 principles of real leadership, because it has to be reading. And if I wasn't having a perimenopause moment right now, I would tell you what the benefits were, but my brain is buffering right now. So all I can say is it's different parts of the brain. They say even turning the pages is different. Yes. All right, you all go off. Well, if you do it at the same time, listen and follow along. Go ahead and see, Jared. Go ahead and run the experiment. Envy ran the experiment on coloring and has two different responses that I got to share with y'all because it operates two different facets of the brain when coloring digitally versus physically. There's two different benefits. So I need to share that information with y'all. I will help you out. Reading a physical book makes your brain better. Yes. Thank you very much. So I must pee, ladies and gentlemen. Be honest. Perimenopause, I'll tell you. Damn it, I just realized I need to read my book. Demon in the Freezer. Okay? That's the name of the book. I understand. Okay, so you all go off. There's already a risk audio inside of the Real Leader Brain broadcast channel. Watch the stories. Do it intermittently throughout your day. Those are your Neuro Real Leader reps, and that's what's going to strengthen you. Strengthen you. You are strengthening your brain for you to be extraordinary. And remember, you tell people if they ask you, hey, what you doing? What you working on? I'm working on my bad motherfuckingness, my bad mofo-ness, for those of you who don't use profanity. That's what I'm working on. I'm working on being a bad mofo. All right. Gotta go. God willing, higher power in the universe, my pleasure. I will be back tomorrow, same time, same place, safe space, different brain t-shirt. You all go off and have a brain-tastic day. Take care.